Okay, so let's do some problems. These are examples from the concept quiz type questions I ask in this unit. First of all, let's do a little bit of math just to get us back on track, right? So if we've got something like this, 10 log to the base 10 I over I naught, we can also write that as 10 log to the base 10 of I minus 10 log to the base 10 of I naught, right? Everybody agree with that? Yeah? Okay, so if I go now to this problem, you double your distance from a sound source that is radiating equally in all directions. What happens to the intensity level of the sound? So we want to know how much it drops by. So if we double our distance, what's going to happen to the intensity of the sound? Yeah. It will? I can't hear you.
Decrease.
It will decrease. Any idea how much by? No? All right, so let's do a quick calculation. We know that intensity follows an inverse square law, right, 1 over r squared. So if we take, and we know that our second intensity is equal to, our second distance is equal to double the first distance. R2 is equal to 2R1. What we can do now is take a ratio. We'll put I2 over I1 is going to be 1 over R2 squared over 1 over R1 squared, right? Because the constants of proportionality cancelled out. That's the same as R1 squared over R2 squared, right? But I know that R2 is 2 times R1. So that's R1 squared over 2 times R1 squared. The R1s cancel. Oops, sorry. The R1s cancel, leaving me with 1 over 4, right? Multiply both sides, I get I2 equals 1/4 of I1, right? Okay, so how am I going to see how much it drops by? What I'm really asking is, what's the difference between the two, right? So I have beta level at R1 minus the beta level at R2, right? I'll call that delta beta. If I go back to this, what it's really saying is I've got 10 log base 10. Actually, you can assume it's log to the base 10, all right? I over I naught minus 10 log, this is I1, this is I2, right? Agree with that? So, in this case, I can simplify this because this one here, I1 over I naught, is actually the same as that. I can pull it out to look like this, and then if I do the same here, the I naughts disappear, right? Because it's going to be minus 10 log 10 I naught from this one, and it's going to be minus minus, which is a plus, so the two cancel out. And what I end up with is, when I put it back together, 10 log I 1 over I2. Is it I1 over I2? Yeah. Yes, that would be true. And this is going to tell me how much it's dropped by, right? Now, I1 over I2 is actually the inverse of that. But we know that it's going to drop by a factor of 4. If I'd done it the other way around, that is final minus initial, I would have come out with a negative sign. In fact, why don't I do that? I'm going to change this to R2, this to R1, and you'll understand that that now becomes I2 over I1, right? So all I did was just flip it. All right, so that means that 10 log of 0.25 is going to be the change in intensity level. And you've got that on your calculators. Who's going to tell me what that number is? -6. Okay, so the change is -6 dB, which is in fact true, right? The lever went down by 6 dB. Let's have a look at another problem, another example. I'll just delete this. And we can do the same thing with this one over here. We've got the intensity level generated by 15 internal combustion engines in a garage is 100 dB. I'll make sure I've got my camera moved across here. What would be the intensity level for one engine? Well, the intensity, not the intensity level, would drop by a factor of 15, right? So what we're being told effectively is that I2 over I1 is 1 over 15. That's what we're being told, right? We're also being told that beta for 15 engines is 100 dB. So if we can find the change, right, the change in dBs, we can take it away from this to get the actual intensity level. So what I'm going to do is I put this back in here. I say log to the base 10 of 1 over 15 is delta beta, and that's equal to what? Who's going to tell me what that's equal to? Speak up. Is there an exponent on that? It's not negative 11? Sorry, it's 10 times. I'm sorry, I forgot the 10. So it's 11.7, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so delta dB is 11.7, a negative 11.7. I take that away from 100, so my sound level for one engine is going to be 100 dB minus 11.7 dB equals 88.3 dB. Okay? Any questions?